Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you all to the regular board meeting of the board for March 21st, 2023. I want to remind everybody that the meeting is live streamed for your convenience. I'd like to read first the land acknowledgement. The Rainbow District School Board would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional and ancestral territory of the Anishinaabeg, including Antinomashing, Anishinaabeg, and Wahnapitae nations. We would like to acknowledge that we are situated within the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850 and want to recognize the inherent rights of the Anishinaabeg that maintain these lands from time immemorial. Have a roll call, Director.
Trustee Dabowski.
Present.
Trustee Farrell.
Present.
Trustee Gibson.
Present.
Trustee Cosmally.
Present.
Trustee Morrison. Trustee Dewar.
Present.
Trustee Hunda.
Present.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
Present.
Trustee Clement.
Present.
Student Trustee Kunze. Student Trustee Trudeau.
Thank you. First on the agenda, we have a motion that the agenda for the regular board meeting of March 21st, 2023 be approved as amended. I need a mover, please. Anita Gibson. Seconder. I don't see anybody.
We have Trustee Cosmally here.
Judy Honda. Okay, Judy Honda. Any questions? I see none. Trustee Dewar.
What is the amendment? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Did I put it in the wrong place? Director?
Through you, Chair Clement, the amendment is item 2A under section E in the agenda, tenders and requests for proposals. That motion under 2A is not ready for our consideration today. It'll be put on an agenda at a later date.
Oh, okay. Sorry about
Thank
that. I put it in the wrong. Sorry. Thank you, Trustee Dewar. I put it in the wrong place.
No. You're right. You're right, Bob.
Yeah.
You've got the right place. I just didn't know what the amendment was. I thank you for that.
Okay. Poll vote, please.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor.
Trustee Dabowski.
In favor.
Trustee Dewar.
In favor.
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmally.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. B, we have a preliminary declaration of pecuniary interests. I see none. And now we'll go to C, to an awesome presentation I see here from Llewellyn, and I'll hand it over to the director to introduce this awesome team.
Thank you, Chair Clement. I want to thank all of our very special guests for joining us. We've had some very fortunate success to celebrate in recent years, and OFSA champions have come to board meetings to share a little bit of their experience. So we're very thrilled to have Principal of Llewellyn Park, Pamela Potvin here, and Coach Colin Ward, and many of the athletes join us. I will say that the work that goes into becoming a champion at any level is something we can all respect, not only from the players, but from the support of their parents and their coaches and their school administration and teachers. And to become a champion at the OFSA level is something that only a very, very few athletes ever achieve. In fact, most athletes just dream to qualify for OFSA, let alone medal or win OFSA. So we are very honored to have these remarkable student athletes join us tonight. And I won't steal all their accomplishments and share, although I've read every article and I've heard much about their accomplishments. I'll turn that over at this point to Principal Potvin to do that, and Coach Ward. But I do want to express my congratulations and appreciation for you being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Bourget. And again, thank you for the opportunity to showcase and celebrate our athletes and coaches this evening. As a very proud principal of Llewellyn Park, I can tell you that this is one very special group of hardworking and dedicated and talented athletes. And of course, as Director Bourget said, a lot of their success can be attributed to their outstanding work ethic and their love of the sport. But also, it wouldn't be possible without the passion and expertise of their amazing coaches. So I will shout out to Colin Ward, who's going to talk to you in a little bit and provide you with a bit of a summary of this season. Vanessa Cato, Neil, Jacob, and Rob. Just so grateful for all of the time put in to supporting our athletes and really making them realize their true potential. So before I turn things over to Colin, I wanted the honor of actually introducing all of these wonderful young people to you. So I'm going to ask, if you have your cameras on, folks, if you can just give a wave when I say your name, that would be great. So I will start with our junior athletes, and they include Austin Conroy, Kier Gauld, Corey Lacroix, Hector Loisel, Callum Wiss, Alex Han, Audrey Kawa, Leah Mackey, McKenna Mende, Maya Neener, and of course we have our senior athletes, Owen Dobson, Russell Joyner, Liam Lacroix, Simon McCaig, Sam Rice, Caden Ward, Jacob Zong, Owen Claridge, Finley Kuza, Ali Katuri, Helly Mackey, Sophia Uman, and Grace Thomas. And so I will turn things over to Colin because he has much more exciting details to share with you about this group of athletes. So I'm going to turn things over to you, Colin. You're on mute, Colin.
Yeah, your microphone on, Colin.
There we go. Thank you very much for this recognition. I was going to talk about the support we had, and I will do that. I didn't really plan a summary, but I can do a summary pretty easily. The team would have started, honestly, in cross-country running season, for that matter in the summer, for that matter in track and field. A lot of these athletes are pushing through year-round. And so ski conditioning really began in November. We got on skis finally a little late, but before Christmas in December. We were a little delayed in our preliminary races. But we kept the pressure on. We got into some community events and got the prelims in eventually, got into city championships. We honestly, over the last number of years, don't see a lot of competition until we get to provincials. So we were pretty dominant through cities and NOSA. 2020 was the last time we had an OFSA competition, and it was only a half comp. Building into this competition, hoping the whole thing would just happen for that matter, in the manner that it is supposed to happen, right? And I'll describe that momentarily. So 2019 was in fact the last full competition. But given the way things go in the winter around here with cancellations and such, you start to worry that we're going to miss a competition or we're not going to be able to get to one. And anyways, when I finally realized that we were going to get there, I was quite happy. We also, once I realized it was going to be a full competition, I was even more thrilled, especially for those grade 12 skiers who are graduating and have yet to have seen a full competition, because they were here. The grade 12s were with us in grade 9 in 2020, and they didn't see a full competition. They only got the half. And we were in 2020 the dominant school in the province. That was probably the first time. We didn't know if we were going to. I didn't honestly. The coaches and I had no idea whether or not we had survived the pandemic as well as the other schools, and clearly we did. Anyways, when we finally got to OFSA, it's a 2-day competition that I'm extremely grateful the grade 12s finally had the opportunity to see, because this was their last chance, which is distance races on the first day. It is a team competition, but it is also an individual competition. And our teams did very well on the first day of competition. Gold, silver, and fifth. Then there's a banquet that night, which you don't see at very many offices. Banquet and a dance, and then the next day it's into relay competitions where there's heats and finals. And that was the day that didn't happen in 2020. So not only did the competition happen, we came out as the junior and the senior combined OFSA champions. So best or strongest school in the province. So that was a rewarding experience for sure. What I really wanted to say, though, before the summer, or instead of the summary, was thank you for the support, honestly. And there's a lot of things that have to go out to various parties in terms of support. It's a good reflection. Our result is a good reflection of what's happening in the community at large. We have excellent coaches, community coaches, teacher coaches. There's a good community support and lots of ski trails and lots of excellent people making those ski trails available to us. We have clubs training skiers at younger levels and at club competition levels that we work really well with. I've been working well with Walden for a long time, but it's nice to see Laurentian is starting to bring up skiers that are competing in club Ontario club competitions. I got to thank the administrators, whether it be Mrs. Green, our department head, Mrs. Potvin, our principal, our vice principals. I know for a fact that not all teachers in all schools, even in the city, let alone the province, get the same support that we get. And if you don't talk to these other coaches or know people in other schools, you might not realize that what we have is not a normal, it's not a normal thing. The other level of support comes directly from the school board itself. And we have people like Dave Makala in place, our sports administrator, who allow this, who allow sports in Sudbury to thrive at the level they are thriving. If Dave Makala, our sports administrator, didn't exist, right? All that work would be downloaded to the coaches, which would diminish our time, quite frankly, and our ability to do what we do. And I know not all the other schools and school boards in the province have a sports administrator. And I was talking to some of them at OFSA. They were blown away by the help we get, right, and the support we have. Just as an example, we had a bus, and because we won, we had transportation covered. That idea, and that bus wasn't even organized by me. Dave Makala took care of that once he got the results. That whole process is foreign to many other communities, right? So it's really our result is a reflection of all of the support we've got, and it's a reflection on all levels, right? From grassroots, developing skiers, administrators in the school, administrators, and in the school board, you. So again, thank you very much for that. I could congratulate the kids and the students, and I've done that tons, and they're an amazing group. And I'm going to continue to do that. Seniors, I have to get another picture so that we get Grace in it. So I'm going to be calling for a photo because I want to make sure those photos get up on the walls of the school. And I will always continue to support our athletes in that manner and feel validated in their efforts. With all of that said, I mean, I could pass it off to a couple of students that might be able to share some thoughts and experiences on the event. If that's a thing to do, okay. Finley, Maya.
Yeah, so I'm Finley. I'm on the senior girls team. And this was my first cross-country ski OFSA. I've been to a few running ones, but this was the first opportunity we had to go to a ski OFSA, and I'm in grade 11, so I missed a few years. Honestly, going into it, I wasn't sure what to expect because I knew there was a lot of other schools, and I've seen them at Ontario Cup races, and I wasn't sure what to expect because I thought there was going to be a lot of people better than us. And then going into it, we all raced our best the first day. We tried our best and did everything we could. And then we got to the banquet that night, and they were announcing all of the team awards. And then when they called up the senior girls, they did third place, and we were in it. And then second place, and it was the Llewellyn Park senior girls. So none of us were expecting that. No one knew that that was coming. And then we were all like super happy because we didn't know that was going to happen. And then going into the second day, we knew we were seeded as like one of the second place teams, one of the top 3. So going into the relay, we knew we had a chance. But I knew a lot of the girls from club racing that were on some of the other teams, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And then we came through and got second place again. So it was a really good first OFSA experience, and hopefully we can do just as well next year. I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, so I think it was a really great experience, and it really like showed how much the hard work that you put in throughout the season really does like have results and everything. And unfortunately, one of our skiers couldn't make it on my junior team to OFSA, but we all tried our best, and with the majority of actually all of our skiers on our junior girls team having started last year or this year, we still came out with a strong 5th place, which I'm really proud of. So, yeah.
And Kier, did you have something you wanted to add or an experience to share?
Yeah. Can everybody hear me though?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thanks. I've just had problems with my mic recently. So yeah, I'm Kier. My camera isn't working right now. I was on the junior boys team, and really it was an amazing experience. One of the best experiences of my life to like ski at OFSA, 2-day experience, get called up. We got gold on the first day and bronze on the second for relays. And it was absolutely amazing to be able to have that opportunity, but as well as just like the team bonding outside of like the competition itself. Like I enjoyed cheering everybody on at the competition. I enjoyed the semi-formal banquet. I enjoyed the team dinner that we had the night that we got there. It was all just amazing, and really, I don't think I myself could have made it without this amazing team to back me. So, yeah.
Thanks, Kier. I think that's all on our end.
Thank you very much. Pam?
Well, I'm in tears, so I can't speak anymore. But all I know is that this group of kids came together, and they were, these are the kids that I know that are upset when it doesn't snow. So every day I'd see them, and they'd have their skis ready, and I'd be like, no, we're just running today, we're just training, and they'd be upset, right? And I'd be like, oh, I'd be praying for no snow, but they were upset about it. So I just can't say enough about them, and just really, really proud of all of them. And I look forward to seeing what they can do moving into their track season. And I know a lot of them will do other things like maybe soccer, and then they'll start training for cross country country right after that. So I know that we have a good future ahead of us with this program. So congratulations to all the coaches and all the students. And thank you again for this opportunity this evening.
Thank you very much, Principal Pudmay, Mr. Ward, and all the students. You know, you've proven it that it's not just about, in my day, we call it reading, writing, and arithmetic. It's about the social piece and being involved, and you've proven that, and it makes you a much more rounded person. And congratulations to everybody. You guys have done really, really well, and good luck going forward. Take care.
Thank you so much.
very much.
Great evening, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, back to business. Report from the in-camera committee of the whole meeting of the board. Director?
Thank you, Chair Colon. So we have a motion, and the motion is that 23-W18 regarding Cyril Varney Public School property matter be approved.
Okay, for that I need a mover, please. I see Trustee Honda. Let's see, going here to camera. Mover. Trustee Honda and seconder Trustee Dewar. Okay, poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Corbier Addison,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
and Trustee Cosmely.
In favor?
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. We go to old business. Any old business, Director?
Not this
No
time, sir.
old business. We
No.
have E, previous minutes. At motion that the minutes of the regular board meeting held on Tuesday, February 21st, 2023 be approved. I need a mover, please. See Trustee DeBoski. And a seconder, Trustee Gibson. Any questions? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Corbier Addison,
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmely.
In favor?
Motion's carried.
Thank you much. We get to tenders, requests for proposals. This is where our amendment came in. 2A is no longer on the agenda. We go to 2B, motion that the board award the contract for Northeastern Elementary Schools Interior Renovations Tender 0206. And we'll ask Superintendent Adam Gilbo to fill in the blanks.
Thank you, Chair Clement. I'll read the motion that the board award the contract for Northeastern Elementary School interior renovations, tender number 2023-06 to MTR Construction, otherwise known as 1211384 Ontario Inc., for $384,400.
Thank you, Superintendent Gilbo. I need a mover, please. Trustee Dewar. Seconder. Trustee Gibson. Questions, please. Trustee Gibson.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Through you to Superintendent Gilbo. Would you just be able to explain briefly what the renovations entail?
Through you, Chair Clement. The project involves renovating 3 classrooms. They're rooms that were purposed for a high school, which of course it no longer is, including a lab and 2 rooms that have kitchen setups in them. As well, there are 4 sets of stairs that are being repaired where the terrazzo is potentially becoming a safety hazard.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you much. Any more questions? No questions. I need a poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor?
Trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor. Sorry about that.
that's okay. Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 3, reports and recommendations from the board. Strategic Planning Committee. Board Governance Bylaw. We have a motion that the recommended changes as outlined in Governance Bylaw 14, electronic meetings as amended be approved. I need a mover, please. Trustee Gibson. I need a seconder, please. Do we have a seconder?
We have Trustee Corbier-Addison here.
Okay. Trustee Corbier-Addison. Okay. Any questions or comments? Trustee Dewar.
Thank you very much, Chair Clement. I will not be voting in favor of the motion for the following reasons. Reason number 1, I feel the motion is redundant. The first page of our governance bylaws states the provisions of the Education Act take precedence over any bylaws formulated by motion of the Rainbow School Board. Second reason, we have 11 standing committees. In many cases, these committees are chaired by parent volunteers, community member volunteers, or staff volunteers. The one and only message I want to send to our volunteers and committee members is thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your ideas, for your interest, and for your dedication. I will not support a motion that sends the message that Rainbow District School Board is monitoring your absences, and you better be ready to explain why you can't attend a meeting. My third and final reason, I don't believe that we should start trying to replicate every or even many of the sections of the Education Act into our governance bylaws. And to clarify that reason, I ask you to think back to my first reason, which is that it is redundant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair Dewar.
Chair
Good
Clement, we
comments.
also have
Good
Trustee
comments there.
Cosmerly.
Do we have any other questions or comments?
Trustee Cosmerly would like to speak. Chair Clement?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you. I too will be voting against the motion. I don't disagree that bylaw 14 needs to be reviewed, but I have an issue with the timing. We will be reviewing all of our bylaws shortly. I prefer to wait until then to make changes in case more are needed. As well, the ministry, as you have seen through the OPSPA notes, has committed to consult on electronic meetings in response to concerns about the current regulation raised by OPSPA and individual boards. OPSPA expects further relaxations will be made to the legislation, something that many boards are looking forward to. Third, if we pass the bylaw now, as Trustee Dewar indicated, the chairs of several of our committees, notably SEAC and PIC, will likely be in violation of 1423 through no fault of their own, as these meetings are still being held virtually. And finally, the legislation does take precedence over our bylaw in any respect, and though subject to interpretation, allows for board and committee chairs to attend a meeting electronically in certain instances without the requirement noted under our 1423. Thank you.
Again, good comments. Any other comments? Trustee Hunda.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Unfortunately, I echo and feel the same way as my two colleagues that have just spoken. I too think it's a little premature, considering that we have a ad hoc committee assembled. We will be going through there. That would be the time, I think, if we could make any changes. And again, I too think it's redundant, and I do think that we are hearing an awful lot. We know something's coming, and I just think the timing is off right now, and I will not be supporting it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? At the agenda setting, if you don't mind my comments here, we discussed this in length. It's making that motion now doesn't really change. It changes the way we do business, but to me, it's for the better. Changes.
Point of order.
Pardon?
Point of order. If you're going to make comments about this motion, Chair Clement, you have to step down from the chair.
Oh. Okay. No comment. Thank you. Okay, if there are no more questions, we'll take a poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor.
Trustee Dubowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
Opposed.
Trustee Farrell,
Opposed.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
Opposed.
Trustee Cosmerly.
Opposed.
Chair Clement, there's 4 votes in favor and 4 votes opposed.
Could you repeat that?
You have 4 votes in favor of the motion and 4 votes that are opposed to the motion. A regular motion requires a majority.
So where do we stand?
It's not carried.
Thank you. Motion has been defeated. New business. Superintendent Gilbo.
Thank you, Chair Clement. The first is in regards to the TD Canada Trust resolution. I'll read the motion. That the TD Canada Trust resolution as attached be deemed to have been read 3 times and be approved.
Okay, I need a mover, please. Trustee Hunda. And seconder. Thank you. Trustee Gibson. Any questions on this motion? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor.
Trustee Dubowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
and Trustee Cosmely.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you. Yes, yeah, motion number 2, please. Superintendent Gilbo.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Motion number 2 regarding the Royal Bank of Canada resolution. I'll read the motion. That the Royal Bank of Canada resolution as attached be deemed to have been read 3 times and be approved.
A mover, please.
We have Trustee Cosmely here, and Trustee Farrell, if you wish.
Okay, and seconder, Trustee Cosmerly. Doreen Dorr moved it, and Judy Cosmerly seconded. Any questions to this motion? I see none. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor?
Trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
and Trustee Cosmely.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. We move to a request of leave of absence. We have Trustee Morrison and the 2 student trustees. Anybody else? I don't think so. No, that's it. They'd be granted a leave of absence from the March 21st, 2023 board meeting. I need a mover, please. Linda Dabowski has moved. Seconder, Judy Hunda. Any questions? I see none. Poll vote, please.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Corbier-Addison,
In favor?
Trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Farrell,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmely.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. We move on to Director's remarks. Go ahead, Director.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Trustees, I do hope that you, as well as our staff and students, enjoyed a well-deserved March break. Few items to update you on. Elementary predicted enrollment last year was 8,886 this year, and that was the predicted enrollment. This year, the predicted enrollment going forward into next school year is 9,133 for this fall. For secondary school, those predictions are due to Executive Council this week. And these predictions, as you know, are very important because they inform our staffing levels in our schools. With regard to staffing, elementary and secondary staffing is underway for the following school year. In preparation, we are looking at our needs in administration, and there could be more announcements to come, but this evening I'd like to announce the following administrative appointments: the Colleen Eberline, Melissa Brandon, Ashley Conley-Kayer, Shelley Tamura, David Bertram, and Amanda Norquay Burke be appointed as permanent in the roles they are in. They are in acting positions currently, so now they will have permanent status as administrators. And as I said, as we see more of our timelines unfold and more of our needs unfold, there'll be more information to come in this regard later this spring. Also, in terms of leadership, the eligibility process interviews for new leaders in professional learning, we will continue on succession planning and support the attraction of new administrative candidates. I would like to thank our Human Resources Department and our hiring teams for their tremendous efforts also in recruiting employees for teaching positions and support roles. You've heard about our new career fair. Rainbow District School Board is hosting its first ever career fair on Saturday, April 1st. The event will take place at Lockerbie Composite from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. We invite prospective candidates to join us to learn about many career opportunities in Rainbow schools. We are hiring for a variety of positions in Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin Island, and we look forward to meeting everyone who's interested in possibly working with us. As you know, Rainbow schools offer rewarding careers working directly with students in the classroom, or sometimes careers serving in a support role in the office or in school overall. Human resources staff and hiring principals and managers will be at the career fair to conduct interviews on site, as well as share information, answer questions, and accept applications. If candidates meet the required qualifications for positions of interest, they may be offered the interview right there. Candidates can also pre-book an interview by submitting their application to hr@rainbowschools.ca by this Friday, March 24th. Candidates are asked to submit a cover letter specifying the position they're applying for, as well as a copy of their resume for us. Resumes must outline their educational experience, including documentation supporting qualifications, as well as 3 professional references, including the current or most recent supervisor. Consent will be required prior to checking references. So just to give you an example, here are some of the positions currently available and the qualifications required for each position. With regard to administrative assistants, requiring an Ontario Secondary School Diploma and some post-secondary courses in administrative field or equivalent experience. Cleaners, requiring the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. Designated early childhood educators, having an early childhood educator diploma and registration with the Ontario College of Early Childhood Educators. Educational assistants, requiring a post-secondary diploma or degree in a child or youth-related program. Occasional teachers, English and French as a second language, requiring an Ontario College of Teachers certificate or a temporary Ontario College of Teachers certificate. And all of the job postings are available online at rainbowschools.ca. With regard to the trades, you've seen a lot in the media recently. The Ministry of Education has made significant announcements related to trades recently. The ministry is working to recognize up to 30 credits required to earn the Ontario Secondary School Diploma for individuals with a certificate of apprenticeship or equivalent. Students in grade 11 will be able to transition to a full-time skilled trades apprenticeship program. Upon receiving their certificate of apprenticeship, these young workers can apply for their Ontario Secondary School Diploma as mature students. The government will begin consultations in the fall of 2023 with employers, unions, education stakeholders, trainers, parents, and others about ways to make it easier for young people to enter a career in trades. This includes the potential of lowering entry requirements for some of the 106 skilled trades that are currently requiring a grade 12 education. 2 days after that announcement was made, the ministry announced that it's introducing a new Ontario Secondary School Diploma graduation requirement for students to earn a grade 9 or 10 technological education credit, starting with a cohort of students entering grade 9 in September of 2024. So this is not for this upcoming fall, but the following year. So students in this cohort, starting in 2024, will be required to earn at least 1 credit from the grade 9 or 10 courses in technological education curriculum. And that covers a broad range of sectors, including construction, transportation, manufacturing, computer technology, and communication. A compulsory credit in tech education is intended to give students hands-on experience and early exposure to skilled trades and build on learning in the recently revised elementary science and tech curriculum. Also, board awards. We will be paying tribute to our dedicated employees and community partners with the presentation of board awards on Tuesday, May 16th. The ceremony will begin at 6:30 p.m. in the Sheridan Auditorium at Sudbury Secondary School. Awards for outstanding contribution to the co-curricular program, community partnership awards, the Go Green Globe Awards, awards for excellence, the Barbara Kanarick Memorial Award, and the William N. Roman Teacher of the Year Award will be presented that evening. In addition, employees with 25 and 35 years of service will also be recognized. Also coming up, to mark your calendars, the board's retirement dinner will take place on Tuesday, May 30th. At the Caruso Club, we welcome the opportunity to celebrate our retirees. We do understand it's a personal choice for people to attend or not attend, and we know that people will make the decision that's best for their own personal circumstances. EQAO and OSSLT preparations are continuing for these upcoming assessments. Please know our staff and students are hard at work preparing for both. As you know, successful completion of the Ontario Secondary School Literacy Test is a requirement for graduation. In athletics, we started our meeting with that, but I'd like to thank all of our coaches and all of our staff and all of our students, because it's not just the students who are champions this evening that we're so lucky to meet, but all of our athletes have worked hard, and with the winter sports season concluding with tremendous success, we're just extending that appreciation to our dedicated coaches and athletes. Student Senate, we know our student trustees are not able to join us this evening, but please know that they continue to work hard in preparation for the student conference, and we'd like to thank Jocelyn and Darcy for their leadership. In addition, graduations, plans are underway for in-person graduation ceremonies, and as you know, we have a list of dates, and we'll be reaching out to you to see which ones you wish to attend. As you know, this is one of the most rewarding times of the year as we watch students proudly come forward to accept their diploma that they've worked so hard to achieve. Quick update on tutors. As you know, the ministry funding for tutors ends on March 31st. This initiative, which began in April 2022, was a key component of the ministry's recovery plan for students entitled Ontario's Plan to Catch Up. Originally, this initiative was slated to end in December of 2022, but the ministry did extend it until March 31st, and that was in order for the ministry to align it with the end of their fiscal reporting year. We'd like to thank the many tutors who joined us for the past year and a half to support our students with reading, writing, and math. Also like to thank our principal of program, Dan Kozier, principal of student success, Maureen McNamara, and the literacy and numeracy consultants and coordinators who trained and mentored tutors to ensure high quality supports. Students who required the additional support certainly benefited from this investment, ensuring that they have mastered foundational skills to continue to grow in their learning. And finally, I'd like to thank our students, staff, parents, and guardians for their continued hard work, their patience, and our collective resilience. With only a few short months left in this school year, I encourage all of our students to work hard to prepare for success in June. And I'll borrow a page from the chair and end my remarks tonight with a quote. It's actually a message that greets visitors to Llewellyn Park Secondary School. If you go by, you'll see that the signage at the entrance reads, "If you can be anything, be kind." Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Good words. Then we go to the OSPA Director, Trustee Cosmony.
Thank you, Chair Clement. A couple of things. A number of OPSPA meetings are coming up in the next few months. A Northern Council Zoom meeting is scheduled for April the 1st, commencing at 9:30 a.m. Everyone is welcome. The next OPSPA Board of Directors meeting is April 28th and 29th in Toronto, right after the Labor Relations and Human Resources Symposium. And the OPSPA AGM is scheduled for June 8th to 10th in Collingwood. I attended the last Board of Directors meeting held on February 24th and 25th. Highlights of the meeting were sent to trustees by OPSPA on February 27th, and you should have received my own supplementary report last Friday, just to cut down on time a bit. I just want to highlight a couple of things from the meeting, though. First, save the date. A Northern OPSPA conference will be held in Sault Ste. Marie on October 13th and 14th. Second, the Ministry of Education is planning to do a consultation on electronic meetings, though no timeline has yet been set. This is in response to the many concerns raised by OPSPA and by individual boards regarding the current legislation on this topic. Third, nominations are now open for the Public Property Assessment Network Scholarship. $1,000 will be awarded to one graduating student from the Northern Region. The application deadline is May 19th. Details about the scholarship, including selection criteria, have been sent to all of our secondary school principals by Nicole Charette. And finally, I wish to bring to your attention a matter that was discussed at our February Board of Directors meeting. The Ontario Coalition for Children and Youth Mental Health, which OPSPA coordinates, released a position paper on November 2022. You should have received the link to the document last Friday. The coalition is made up of 39 associations representing the fields of health, justice, education, and community and social services. Its members work in partnership to promote integrated public policy on child and youth mental health in Ontario. The position paper, entitled Let's Put Our Heads Together, Coordinating Our Efforts to Improve Mental Health and Well-Being for Ontario's Children and Youth, provides data which confirms that in the past 30 years, the need for mental health services for children and youth has more than doubled. And in the past few years, emergency and hospital service usage by young people for mental health and addiction problems has increased significantly. This shouldn't be a surprise to any of us. While the report acknowledges that good work has been done, especially in schools, in the past few years to address this growing problem, it also recognizes that schools are just one part of the system of care approach for children's mental health, and that teachers are not trained to be mental health clinicians, nor should they be. The overall system response to children's mental health, including access to and provision of intensive supports, has been piecemeal, fragmented, uncoordinated, and often inaccessible, especially for children and youth in marginalized groups. In the position paper, the Coalition makes 9 recommendations under 3 headings: service coordination, equity, and mental health promotion, prevention, and early identification. These recommendations, if implemented, would result in a timely, equitable, coordinated, and integrated approach to mental health services for children and youth, and a long-term collaboration between ministries, both of which have been needed for a long, long time. Members of the Coalition, including Judith Nyman from OPSPA, have met with the Ministries of Health, Education, and Children, Community, and Social Services to present the position paper and advocate for the advancement of the recommendations. I have shared the position paper with my MPP and asked that she lend her voice to that of the Coalition. Trustee Corbier-Addison has done the same. I am asking that our board give its support to the Coalition to advocate for coordinated, system-wide mental health services for children and youth. I have prepared a motion which is contained in your agenda package that I am prepared to move. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Cosmine. And this is your motion here?
Yes, it is. If you could get a seconder and read it, Chair Clement.
Okay, well, we'll read the motion first. That the board write to the Premier of Ontario and the Ministers of Education, Health and Children, Community and Social Services to advocate for the implementation of the recommendations made by the Ontario Coalition for Children and Youth Mental Health in its position paper. Let's Put Our Heads Together 2022, coordinating our efforts to improve mental health and well-being for Ontario's youth, children and youth. I need a mover, please, and that would be Trustee Cosmony. I need a seconder, please. Seconder, Trustee Dewar. Any questions or comments to this motion? Trustee Dewar. Your sound, please.
Thank you so much. Even with the sound on, it's not that great. So I apologize. I very much want to support this. And I want to point out that the Ontario Student Trustees Association shared in this report I read, where they shared findings from a survey of Ontario secondary students. And these findings were rather scary. It showed that nearly 3/4 of the respondents reported always or occasionally experience barriers to their success due to mental health concerns. 75%. That is very scary. So, the Ontario Coalition for Children and Youth Mental Health has set a very high task, a formidable task, that when I look at it seems impossible. But for every journey, we must begin with one small step. I truly believe that the one small step that every board in the province must take is to pass the motion, making our students' mental health our first priority. We cannot achieve our Rainbow District School Board vision mission without it. Our students, through our student trustees, have spoken, and I'm very much in favor of that motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Dewar. Any other comments? I see none.
Chair Clement, we have Trustee Corbier Addison.
Okay, go ahead, Trustee Addison.
One comment that I'm very much in favor of this motion to try and bring about more resources for our children. We have had 2 recent losses in our schools, and our students need support.
Okay. Are you finished with your comment?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other comments? I see none. Poll vote, Director. Oh, Linda DeBusque.
I agree with Trustee Corbier Addison. And while we're supporting something very important, I think we also need to look at our own yard of Rainbow District School Board. We can write letters to the Premier in support of this, which is absolutely appropriate, 100%. But as the leadership, how do we go further in that for our children? We have, on Manitoulin Island, we have 1 mental health support worker. And we are rural and remote. We don't have access to partners and organizations that our children in Sudbury and surrounding areas have access to. The human resource crisis on Manitoulin in relation to mental health workers are at an all-time high. And that's for adults. For children, it's even worse. So I do fully support this motion. However, I do also believe that there is additional work to be done for our own backyard. And more importantly, for the children of Manitoulin who don't have access to supports down the street or on a regular basis. So with that, I'll say miigwech.
Thank you, Trustee DeBusque. Any other comments or questions? I see none. Not that I can see. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbier Addison.
In favor.
Trustee DeBusque.
In favor.
Trustee Dewar.
In favor.
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
Opposed.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmley.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. No, we don't have student trustees tonight, so trustees, any remarks?
You have Trustee Cosmley here.
Okay, go ahead.
Just one comment. Today is International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, and I'd like to quote Prime Minister Trudeau. Today and every day, I encourage all Canadians to confront racism, discrimination, and xenophobia in all its forms, whether in person or online, in our communities, in our schools, or at work. Everyone has the right to live a life free of hate and discrimination. Together, we can build a brighter future where everyone is valued, celebrated, and respected in their diversity. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other trustees? Okay, I see none. We'll go to chair's remarks. If you have a few highlights here. I hope you all had a wonderful March break. Mine was kind of indoors. Register now. As Director Bourget mentioned, we are in the midst of staffing our schools for September. There is still time to register by contacting your area school board. We staff based on predicted enrollment, so registering early really helps with planning for the upcoming school year. If you have already registered, thank you. We look forward to welcoming your child into Rainbow Schools this fall. Environmental challenge. In February, staff and students were challenged to use less electricity. This month, spring has sprung and all schools have been invited to grow an indoor garden. This initiative is part of the Environmental Committee's ongoing efforts to encourage sustainable practices. Technological skills competition. Rainbow District Schools held its 16th annual technological skills competition at Cambridge College on March 1st. Over 120 secondary schools students tested their skills in a variety of skilled trades, from coding to photography to welding. Students were vying for the opportunity to compete at the Northeast Qualifier on April 1st in North Bay, or the Skills Ontario competition May 2nd and 3rd in Toronto. On behalf of the board, I extend sincere congratulations to all participants and wish them continued success. The projects were outstanding. The board science fair, the board's elementary science fair took place March 7th, where 28 projects from students in grades 7 and 8 were selected to compete at the Sudbury Regional Science Fair at Laurentian University on April 1st and 2nd. Projects from the regional fair will be selected for the Canada-wide Science Fair in Fredericton this May. Congratulations to all student competitors for letting their curiosity guide you. Best of luck to all participants. Freedom of Me Rainbow District School Board has been presenting Embrace Diversity Freedom of Me, formerly known as Dare to Stand Out, since 2009. The Educational Conference is the ongoing work of the Equity and Inclusive Education Committee, which includes community partners. The full-day symposium will offer workshops for students in grades 7 and 8 on March 30th and students in grade 9 to 12, April 27th. Freedom of Me is all about listening to and honoring students' voice. Staff members reach out to the GSAs from all Rainbow secondary schools to seek out on inputs on topics of interest to them. The Parent Involvement Committee will meet on Tuesday, April 11th at 7 p.m. The topic will be student census data. Sudbury Secondary School will host its third Fight Against Cancer Gala on Friday, April 21st to raise funds for the Northern Cancer Center through Angels in Pink. The gala features dinner, entertainment, silent auction, will be held in the lower hall at the Caruso Club, 385 Hague Street. Doors for the gala will open at 5:30. Dinner will be served at 6:30 with entertainment presented by Sudbury Secondary School students, alumni, and community members. Dinner will be followed by music to dance the night away. We are celebrating the return of music to Rainbow Schools on Saturday, April 29th. Local performers will join music students, teachers, graduates of Rainbow Schools to mark the 15th anniversary of the Joan Mantle Music Trust during a gala community concert and silent auction. The concert will begin at 7 p.m. in the Sheridan Auditorium of the Sudbury Secondary School. Tickets are $25 for adults, $10 for students, with proceeds going to music education in Rainbow Schools. Doors will open at 6:15 for a silent auction. Tickets are now on sale. Visit rainbowschools.ca for details. This month was packed with many days of significance. Stay up to date by visiting the board's Facebook page. Just a friendly reminder that schools will be closed April 7th for Good Friday and April 10th for Easter Monday. This evening's quote builds on what the director said at the end of his remarks. One of my favorite actors, Morgan Freeman, once said, "How do you change the world? One random act of kindness at a time." Thank you much. Information and proposals, you have everything there in front of you on your agenda. And you have your future meetings: Equity, Student Senate, Strategic Planning, Special Education Advisory, Parents Involvement Committee, and our next board meeting, April the 18th. And now we have a motion that we now do adjourn. Need a mover, please. Trustee Dewar. Thank you, everyone. I hope this was a great meeting, and stay safe out there. That virus is still alive and well. Take care.